The workplace has changed significantly over the years, and many of us no longer work 9-to-5 jobs. This can make applying for a mortgage more complicated, especially if you own your own business. Joining us this morning with more is Peter Cishecki from Everything Financial. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
Good to see you. So if you own your own company, do you need to take a salary so you can qualify for a mortgage?
Well, that's what people think and are being told, that without a salary, you're not going to qualify as much. But the whole point of owning your own company, well, there's lots of points to it, but one of the main points is deciding how to take an income and keeping yourself in a lower tax bracket. But people are getting some bad advice, realizing that, oh, if I don't have a salary, even though I have all this money in my company, I don't qualify for as much of a mortgage, and that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, okay, so the banks and mortgage brokers may tell you that yes, but is that true?
No, there is mortgage brokers out there who know the system better than others. Just some are better than others. That's just the way it is. And know that you can count company income, you can count dividend as part of your income and retained earnings. There's lots of other ways to count your income. And we ran an example of someone who was told, unfortunately, bad advice, and they have wasted $250,000 of income tax over the years by taking a salary versus an alternative form of income, and the qualification of the mortgage would have been the same.
Interesting. How many years did they do that?
That was over about a 15-year period.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money to be given to the government because they know so much and spend it so well. Let's give it to them.
Okay, so how do you qualify then if you don't have that salary in place?
You don't have a salary. You can look at self-employed income if you don't own a corporation, but dividend income, earnings in the company. And maybe here's one. Maybe you don't buy your residence personally. Maybe you buy your residence through a holding company. And people look at that and go, why the heck, not owning your house personally?
Right.
There's a lot of advantages to having the house owned by a holding company that can be attached to your corporation, so you never actually pull that money out of the company and pay all that tax on the money, whether it's dividend or salary tax. You actually leave it in the company. And a lot more people are looking at that, especially in this province and this city with the price of homes.
The benefit of that would be?
Well, take an example. Take an average Vancouver home of $2 million. Well, not that you're going to pay cash for a $2 million home, Carrie, but just do the math. To pull out $2 million eventually to pay for a home, you got to pull out about $4 million.
Right. Because
of the taxes, or in the high threes for sure. Well, if you just owned the home through the company, then that's $2 million to buy a $2 million home. I know it's big numbers, and some people are going, oh my gosh, such are the numbers. The bottom line is you're not paying the tax because the money's never coming out of the company. You're keeping the money in the company, therefore you're not paying the huge personal tax, and now you're going to get T4'd on renting the house to yourself and everything else. But you've got to look at your livelihood. Maybe you're not living in the house 12 months a year, especially when you do that stage of life. And you get these snowbirds who own companies and they lived here part-time and they're living down south part-time. There's a lot of other options other than owning the house yourself and all the taxes that brings into play.
It sounds like something that you'd really want to talk to a financial advisor about.
You're going to need a financial advisor for that one. Talk to your registered financial planner. You're going to need to talk to your accountant. Get the two of them in the room together on the same page, because I've seen many examples where that's hugely beneficial and people didn't even know it existed. And then obviously there's other examples where, you know what, that one just doesn't work for you. But explore the options. It's your money, and if you can find a way to save it and not give it to the government, that's always a benefit.
It's always better if it's in your pocket versus somebody else's pocket.
Exactly.
Peter, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Carrie.